We have some new information that just came out about some ice storms that could wreak havoc on travel during Christmas. Today and tonight, it looks like we'll get some ice storms across portions of the East Coast, including Michigan and Ohio. To get things started off, this is the WRAP model. And looking at how our radar is already, you can see we are getting some mixed precipitation of rain, ice, and snow up in Michigan near Detroit. And as we move this through, as you can see, that continues to move through Michigan and starts to make its way into Ohio, where we could see some more wintry mixes east of Cleveland. And then as this moves by into the overnight hours, this is where the big concern comes in. Right there, as you can see, heading straight towards DC is a band of freezing rain. Now I'll explain what impacts this will have in just a second, but let's continue playing this through, and as you can see, it goes right through DC. There's some heavy freezing rain. And then down here in North Carolina, as you can see, we lack some moisture, and the temperatures are borderline freezing. But if we can get some moisture, then there may be some glazes of ice. But the main concern is the DC area right over here. Also, areas like Baltimore, Maryland can see some ice and some freezing rain mix. And the West Virginia Appalachian Mountains could also see some freezing rain, ice, wintry snow mix. I don't know, everything could happen in West Virginia. Looking over here, this is the model that I trust the best for the ice totals. So as you can see up on the Michigan-Ohio border, as you can see up to around 1/10 of inch of ice. East of Cleveland, just like a little glaze of ice, probably won't even notice it. In the mountains of West Virginia and southern Pennsylvania, as you can see up to 1/10 of an inch, maybe some places even 1/4 of an inch. If you get 1/4 of an inch of ice, you probably will have your power knocked out. As I said, we're going to talk about that in just a second. And then stretching from southern New Jersey all the way down into DC and Virginia, we could see anywhere from a little glazing of ice up to 1/10 of an inch of ice. So all the areas in white are under a winter weather advisory. Areas in Michigan and Ohio border, they could see some total ice accumulations up to 1/10 of an inch, according to the National Weather Service. The mountains of West Virginia will see a wintry mix with freezing rain and ice. They'll get to up to an inch of snow and up to 1/10 of an inch of ice. And then if we look into DC, there will be a light glaze to a few hundredths of an inch. And then up in New Jersey, it should be a wintry mix of some snow and some ice. So the reason we have these winter weather advisories are because of the freezing rain and the ice. So if we look at our freezing rain effects of having a trace to 1/10 of an inch of freezing rain, as you can see, you have some pretty high chances of power lines being down, which will be terrible for this being Christmas Eve morning. People could be waking up without power, and in places that are rural, like the West Virginia mountains, you could not see power during Christmas as well. So be sure to charge battery packs. Anything that you need charged, do it now. Some tree damage is also possible. If you get a lot of ice building up on the branches, the tree itself starts to weigh itself down, and some trees could become snapped. Also, another way that the power lines can come down is a big branch gets too heavy because of all the ice and it falls onto a power line, and then you have no power. Icy roads is not too much of a concern with this little amount of ice because roads are normally a lot warmer than the other surfaces, so you normally need a lot of ice. But of course, there can still be icy roads, so watch out for that. And then icy bridges, that's quite a concern with freezing rain, as bridges are a lot colder than the roads, as they have no soil or anything beneath them. It takes a lot less to cool them down. So the bridges can be a big concern whenever you have freezing rain. All in all, this causes a lot of power outages and a lot of travel delays, a lot of messy traffic, a lot of crashes. So it will not be good traveling if you live in any of these places right over here that are in the green. That's where you should have some trouble from the ice. Areas in the blue, that's where either you'll get not enough ice to cause problems, or it's a 50-50 chance if you'll get any ice or not. And then areas in the green, that's where trouble is going to happen. You're going to have some messy roads. You're going to have a lot of crashes, and you might have some down power lines. Also, you're going to get some ice on your windshield. Just wait for it to melt. Don't be stupid and try to crack the ice, because that's also going to crack your windshield. But that is really all. If you live in any of the green areas over there, be sure to charge batteries. Do anything that the National Weather Service wants you to do in those winter weather advisories. Listen to the news and be safe out there. Don't drive if you do not have to. But that is really all. I hope to see you guys in the next video.